Picture yourself sitting in a quiet cafe, watching as phones all around you simultaneously start vibrating with a frantic urgency. Your trembling finger opens your banking app, revealing a stark zero staring back from both your available balance and your credit debt. In a single instant, all global financial data has evaporated, leaving no one rich and no one burdened by debt. I am Alt, your guide into the eye of the reset button storm, where the numbers defining human fate suddenly become meaningless. Will this disappearance of the financial system bring a great liberation, or will it plunge civilization into an era of unprecedented chaos? Hit subscribe to the What If channel now to join me in finding the answer for survival before society outside begins to collapse. Before the screens went dark, your entire world operated under the thumb of an invisible but powerful credit score system governing your every breath. Waking up each morning meant facing the constant anxiety of automatic payments, eroding the meager balance of your freshly received salary. Those debt collection letters in your mailbox weren't just lifeless paper. They were suspended sentences preventing you from ever truly dreaming of freedom. Society didn't divide classes by character or talent, but by the ability to borrow for flashy things that were never truly owned. You watched peers flaunt luxurious trips, unaware that behind the scenes lay dozens of credit cards maxed out to the absolute limit. Owning a home became a 30-year nightmare where compound interest turned you into a relentless working machine. The sensation of being trapped in that financial cycle made you secretly wish for a day when all these binding numbers would just vanish. The banking system had built a fortress of trust so solid that no one thought it could collapse after just one sleepless night. We became so used to valuing ourselves by digital digits that we forgot where the true value of labor actually lies. The false security provided by credit cards acted like a painkiller, numbing you to the harsh reality of economic dependence. Walking down the street, you observed the rushing crowd, wondering how many truly owned their lives, or if they all belonged to the bank. Then, humanity's wildest wish actually came true as global servers were wiped clean, pulling the velvet curtain of modern civilization right down to the ground. There is no transaction history, no bad debt records, and ironically, no proof that you own the assets you accumulated over a lifetime. Standing at the crossroads, you feel the eerie silence before the storm as billions realize that while the chains are broken, the lifeboats have also sunk. This moment of absolute freedom marks the beginning of a new imprisonment far more terrifying than anything you have ever imagined. Chaos does not begin with gunfire, but with the frantic cheering of those who have just shed massive debt burdens. For the first 6 hours, the streets turn into a giant festival where people burn bills and dance atop ATMs that have gone dark forever. But that short-lived joy is quickly extinguished when hunger strikes and people realize supermarkets are locked tight due to paralyzed payment systems. Rushing to your familiar convenience store, you receive only a helpless shake of the head as barcode scanners become useless plastic lumps. Cash in your wallet suddenly becomes just meaningless waste paper since no one dares trust its value without central bank backing. Global supply chains snap instantly as massive cargo ships anchored offshore refuse to dock without international transfer confirmation. Gas stations turn into bloody battlegrounds where people fight for the last drops of fuel using the laws of the primitive jungle. You witness financial directors in expensive suits weeping in the street because their stocks and bonds have evaporated without a trace. Panic spreads like a potent virus as electricity, water, and the internet begin to flicker because plants lack the funds to maintain operations. Wealthy neighborhoods, once strictly guarded, now become the first targets of angry crowds seeking food reserves. No police officers report for duty, knowing the government has lost the ability to pay their salaries in any form. Locking your door tight, you listen to thundering footsteps in the hallway and the sound of shattering glass from shops below. The civilized world we proudly built over centuries instantly reverts to the Stone Age simply because virtual numbers disappeared. The greatest fear is not poverty, but total disorientation, when society's only measure of value has been wiped out. You realize we never truly owned anything. It was all just a fragile agreement of trust between people. Night falls, plunging the city into thick darkness, lit only by flickering fires illuminating the terrified faces of humanity. Hunger begins to claw at your gut, forcing you to step out of your comfort zone to face a brutal and naked new reality. Amidst the chaotic collapse, a new world order begins to form in a way no economic expert could have ever predicted. You see a wealthy man desperately trying to trade a watch worth a fortune for a moldy loaf of bread, only to be flatly rejected. Human value is no longer measured by account balances or black credit limits, but by the most practical survival skills. A plumber, a doctor, or a farmer who knows how to plant suddenly becomes the new elite class, sought after and protected by society. You realize that in this new world, the ability to fix a generator is 1,000 times more precious than analyzing complex stock charts. Small communities begin to form based on skill exchange and direct trust rather than soulless transactions through phone screens. People start learning to look each other in the eye when trading, as promises and personal reputation are the only remaining currency. Debt cancellation does not bring the equality everyone imagined. It only strips away the mask of civilization to reveal the true nature of individual capability. Those who once lived on financial speculation now become the most pathetic beggars because they create no practical value for the community. Learning to trade your labor for food, you feel for the first time the true weight of every meal you consume. The collapse of the financial system turns out to be a great purification, forcing humans to reconnect through core values. Happiness is no longer buying a new car, but finding a neighbor willing to share half a jug of clean water when your throat is dry. We were once slaves to numbers, but now that the chains are broken, we panic, realizing we are not mature enough to be free people. The world is not ending, it is merely rebooting a new operating system where cruelty and compassion coexist in their rawest forms. Watching the sun rise over the ruined city, you understand that from now on, the only unerasable assets are your hands and your mind. Convenient life has died, but humanity is slowly reviving from the ashes of greed and vanity. This is not the apocalypse. It is history's harshest test to see who is truly worthy of existing in the real world. We often blame money as the root of all evil, but forget it is also the only language helping society run smoothly. The global debt cancellation event is not a gift from heaven, but a brutal wake-up call about the fragility of our civilized order. When the material shell is stripped away, you are forced to face the terrifying question of where your core value truly lies. The financial freedom we crave does not come from erasing numbers, but from the ability to be autonomous in every circumstance. David Graeber in Debt. The first 5,000 years once said that debt is the foundation of human society because it creates obligation and commitment. Without debt, we also lose the invisible connecting thread that keeps this world from falling into a primitive, wild state. Look at your hands right now and ask yourself, if tomorrow all assets evaporate, what do you have left to exchange with this world? Do not wait for a magical reset button, because the only salvation lies in the wisdom and skills you accumulate every single day. This financial storm may only be fiction, but your dependence on virtual numbers is an alarming reality that needs to change. If you enjoy hypothetical scenarios that expand your thinking like this, hit the subscribe button for What If to support us. In your opinion, if currency disappears forever, what human skill will become the most expensive in the new era? Leave a comment below and share your perspective on a world without banks.